Hello, to make the video much more interesting for you, I hit a lot of different references, try to find them all. GTA Online, like NFL, ends in your life, sooner or later becomes boring. This is a normal and there is nothing wrong with it. But why can some people play it for many years, while others, for example, quickly get tired of it? How to regain interest in the game and whether it's worth continuing to play it at all. I will try to explain. Firstly, the whole world does not revolve around one game, and it is worth pausing to go through some good storyline or buying democracy to an online game what isn't interesting to you on the genre. And secondly, you don't need to build your gameplay around the same game activities. The game has a lot of things to do. I understand that some activities require from the people, and playing with randoms it is well not very good, to say the least. Therefore, I suggest you write a comment under the video with the following structure: the platform you are playing on, nickname by which you can be found, and contact method. And if you play on PlayStation 5 and still haven't subscribed to my Telegram, then follow the link in the description, where I will notify you about Warriors gathering with playing with crowd like in good old days. I will tell you about the glorious days for the video. Why only PlayStation 5? Yes, because I play on this platform. The rest don't be shy at all. The most important news about GTA and my channel is promptly published there. Some will say that GTA Online began to fade after the addition of flying vehicles. But yes, but it's not his fault at all, but the desire of the players to go into privatization. On a PC, such a solution faces a more acute problem: cheaters and the inability of developers of effectively deal with them. But what is not about was now. As an old gamer, I can say that the best time for GTA Online was in 2016, 2017. This time was magical, it is on the way. Everyone helped each other with the business in an open session, got acquainted with various players. Again, we played the mod. For example, I really like the teams of survivors, especially the it with the BMX, and no one cared how much someone earned it. But with the release of Doomsday, everything started to go downhill. The player became so obsessed with making money and began to visit the unfortunate Bogdan several times a day in pursuit of buying everything we wanted, and when saying what there was nothing left to do in the game. And I don't deny where this happened before, only instead of a submarine there was a robbery of a Pacific Standard Bank. It is just what the robbery itself is interesting. Various complications from Rockstar like they like to do now with Rico, but they were only for player and the earnings weren't that big. From heavy environment only for the essential, and with a smaller team you simply wouldn't be able to launch a classic robbery. Mods, why do you think it is impossible to complete the adversary career on consoles? Yes, because Rockstar temporarily removed many of them from the game for supposed optimization. But why them and not something else? Yes, because everyone stopped playing. Even with double payouts, it is difficult to collect at least half a lobby at first before the release of Kuiperic. Double payouts were guarantee of a full lobby in the configurations, races, mission and other mods. It is clear what everyone likes: different mods in taste and color. For example, some people like skill tests, but others don't, and someone like me would like to play the good old game of Jackpot. But even the fact that Rockstar added community affairs not on the list of cases verified by Rockstar. And why? Because when we had already actively switched to release of Red Dead Redemption 2 and the active development of GTA 6. But I have good news: the game still has the good old deadline, where you can have a great time with your friends at absolutely any time. To start a business you will need 2 players and a maximum of 4, which means what does not need to gather a large number of people willing to do it. Also with the same races and skill tests where we feel great even without a full lobby. But you shouldn't play on the same thing. I know that many people are already tired of drifting. How can you brighten up forced farming or competition set to task? Come up with a challenge for yourself. For players of consoles or Star, try it themselves. For example, you need to complete at will store missions of the casino using only pistols. But if you have a couple of friends and you don't need farming, you don't want to go through some task, and everyone has different interests in games, and only GTA can bring everyone together when we play hide and seek. Well, for example, if you don't want to quit playing GTA, but you are just tired of online, try to clear all achievements in the game. On consoles it is called going to platinum. If you're wondering why I'm playing, I continue to play the same game for many years. The answer is simple. I constantly dream up some interesting activities for myself, and if I feel what I don't want to play when I go through story games, and in general this is what my PlayStation profile looks like. Perhaps the only question left to answer is whether it's worth continuing the game or deleting altogether and waiting for the release of GTA 6 while playing throughout all the titles. It is up to you, of course, but I will say what, at least in the summer, we will have a major update in which, according to rumors, Michael may appear, so I'm calling on Ned Luke for help.
So, keep playing 5, have fun, and remember, you forget 1,000 things every day. How about you make sure this is one of them? And stop firing rockets at my house!
Oops.
But you gotta let them go. I know it's hard, but you're better on your own. Yeah, on your own.